Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cam and Focus Weekly. Now, before we get started, I am uploading this video later than my typical stream time. We've had some technical difficulties, so we're having to go through a different streaming service that's being recorded and then sent to me to be uploaded the next day. So you're probably seeing this on Monday. If so, don't worry. We're going to be back on schedule here soon. Just a few little hiccups along the way. We got a full roster tonight. Right over here. Nope, not that way. This way. We have Mr. Spencer. How are you today? He is actually the one hosting this this stream tonight. So
yes. Looks a little different than on your end here, but yes.
I was gonna say Spencer's actually above you.
I was about to say.
what? It's a straight line for me.
Yeah,
I see everybody in his straight line.
Oh, there you go.
Well, damn it! He's here somewhere.
I'm somewhere there. But yeah. This is using a little bit of recording setup of stuff that I do. But yeah, no, great to be here. Glad to help out, so we could talk about Whiplash because I was looking forward to it.
Yes.
And so glad to help out to talk about some Whiplash, which I think has some interesting thoughts about it. So excited to delve into it for sure.
Awesome. All right, and somewhere in another direction, we have Mr. Michael. How are you today, sir?
I am fantastic. How is everybody else doing tonight?
Doing good. I see you had the Vincent from Collateral look going on there.
So I was explaining to Spencer and Andrew, with it being so close to Halloween, I decided to throw on most of my Halloween costume because why not?
The Terminator.
The sunglasses kind of kills the look because I don't think he's ever worn sunglasses. So if I take those off and I give you a really big toothy smile and I pull out a sword and a cigar, I'm waiting
Sean
for
Connery?
Yeah.
Are you the Highlander?
I can't see Michael or Cam anymore.
Oh, okay.
Reloaded, Andrew.
All right.
It actually comes with a fake mustache.
Oh, wow.
I'm good. I have one that looks more like actually Gomez than the one you get. That to me looks like Doc Holliday or like Wyatt Earp.
That's it. See, for a second, I actually almost thought that mustache was real. I was gonna be like, you kind of look like an uncle.
Yeah.
This is real.
Oh, I thought.
More like it makes it look more like Doc Holliday or like Wyatt Earp type. Like
He does look like an uncle, almost like a Team Uncle Buck.
Whose uncle is this? All right, and then somewhere off in another direction, depending on where you guys are watching, we have Mr. Andrew joining us after a little time away. Not going to get into all into his personal stuff. We're just glad to have you back, Andrew. Very glad to see you here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back, and I'm so excited to talk about this movie because it was so awesome.
All right, so yes, Whiplash. That is what we were discussing tonight. I've seen this movie several times, but I'll start in the direction that's on my screen. I'll start with this way, Spencer. Was this the first time watch for you?
Yes, it was. It was a movie I have been aware of for a while that I've had interest in watching. I've heard it was a great role. Great acting in it, obviously, but like I've heard about how great J.K. Simmons is in it specifically. And so that was something I was looking forward to hearing about his character being intense ahead of time.
Yes.
This movie's subject matter is something that I'm not a musical person at all, but one of my very close friends, he goes to school for specifically percussion stuff. And so I found it's one of those movies that for people that's actually into that stuff, he was just telling me that how it's like it's decisive for like movie critics versus people that are actually into jazz and whatnot and like into the sort of stuff that he's in. And so like he had different feelings about the movie and didn't like it like how he thought he would because he is like one of those people that looks at films like really like critically.
Sure.
And so it's one of those movies I was really interested in checking out, just with having that sort of little bit of a personal connection, and also J.K. Simmons is just such a great actor. Beyond, I mean, I'm trying to think of what else I've seen him in that's not like Spider-Man, obviously, or Invincible,
But
but like
he was Omni-Man in
yeah,
Invincible.
exactly, yeah. So yeah, both of those things he was absolutely great in, and this he really shined as well. So it's great to see more J.K. Simmons.
Think, Mark. Think.
Yeah, exactly.
J.K. Simmons in teenagers, man, he has his roles.
All right, and Michael, I understand this is a first-time watch for you as well.
It was fantastic because so I went into this movie knowing one thing about it, and that there is a scene in which J.K. Simmons is yelling at Miles Teller about rushing or dragging. That is all I knew about this
Right.
movie going into it. So I'm like, I knew that was coming. No, I had no idea what the rest of the movie was about. So there's a point. Well, I mean, and we'll get into all of it, but I mean, it just there was such a roller coaster of, well, surely this is the end of the movie, and then it's just like, no, it's still going. Like, holy shit, there's more to tell here. And
Yeah.
it's like, and it's one of those things where like it's kind of like Lord of the Rings, where Return of the King had like 50 million endings, and you're just like, okay, is it over now? No, this was the opposite of that, though. It was almost like you think it's over, like it feels like it's over, and then they add more to it, and you're just like, I'm glad they added more to it because I would have been really upset if they didn't like answer this question. So,
Yeah.
and it was just really who is the villain of the? It got to the point of who is the villain of this
Yeah.
movie.
Yes, and what we will definitely get into that as well. Because there is a lot to unpack with this movie, and I can't possibly do it all in one stream. So,
Yeah.
but we will definitely get it to as much as we can. Andrew, this was a first time watch for you as well. You actually went out of your way to buy the Blu-ray once again. I think this is the second
Yeah.
time you've done this for this show, which I'm eternally grateful
Mhm.
for. Was it a worthwhile buy for you?
1,000%. So, like Spencer, I went into this. It's been on my watch list for longer than I care to admit. And I've heard nothing but great things about it. So I almost was thinking, are my expectations too high? And I was so immersed into the story from the beginning that when it ended, it felt like only 40 minutes went by. I was
It
like,
just goes right by. It
yeah,
really
I was like,
does.
wow, what a story and what a ride. And the J.K. Simmons is, and
He
Miles
won.
Teller
He won the
both are
Oscar for
great.
Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay, good. I was wondering if this movie ended up winning anything. Um, but yeah, I was blown away by everything about this movie. I don't think there's a single thing I could complain about. And honestly, I already want to watch it again. Like I already want to watch it. So
Yes.
yes. Yeah, so good.
We should do that. We should do that as like a special live stream sometime, like a watch party.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You know,
I could
have
do
it
Of
that.
course.
mirrored.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
It
have it
will
mirrored
certainly
so that we
require
don't
some
get any.
coordination, but sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now, funny thing about this movie. So, Whiplash is directed by Damien Chazelle, and it is actually a redo of a short film that Damien Chazelle made, also starring J.K. Simmons. Uh, in the scene where were you rushing or were you dragging, where he
Mhm.
kicks the trombone player out of the
Yeah.
band and whatnot. The short film is that whole scene. And instead of Miles Teller playing Andrew Neiman, I forget the actor's name, but he's the guy who plays young Neil in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. If you guys have seen that.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm Neil.
It's really cool.
But yeah, it's a redo of that scene, and you can see some areas where Damien Chazelle kind of tweaked it a bit, but to kind of fit the flow of the scene a little bit better. But I mean, I actually went back and I watched that short film for the first time just about an hour ago, actually, just because I was like, you know what, I keep on seeing this pop up. I might as well just go ahead and watch it since I love the movie so much. And yeah, it's a little rough, but I mean, J.K. Simmons is still in his element. I mean, he's still the hard ass that he's supposed to be. So it's amazing.
I just realized that's on the Blu-ray special features. I was wondering where I was gonna. I'm sure it's on YouTube too, but I was
Yeah,
like, all
that's
right,
where I
I
watched.
gotta
I
give that a
watched. I
watch.
watched it on YouTube.
Okay.
It's kind of like the meme, you know, J.K. Simmons agent is like, hey, so there's this part I think you're going to be great for it. He goes, do I get to have a cool mustache and or get to be a dick to kids? Yes, I'm in. I don't even need to read the script.
Exactly.
That is, I mean, that's pretty much his MO. Do I get to be a dick to kids? Yes, I'm in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, this movie opens, and one of you had mentioned it earlier, but the way that the movie opens is so perfect for not only setting up the story as a whole, but also as a way of setting up Andrew Neiman as a character. Because what we have this slowly pushing in shot of him perfectly centered in a door frame, just playing the drums, completely alone, completely isolated. The way that the shot's framed, it looks like it has walls just completely like closed in around him. That's who this character is. He is trapped by his ambition, and like everything you need to know is in that opening shot. It is I can never praise a good opening shot enough when it conveys something important about the story, when it conveys something about the character. The opening shot is what grips the audience, and Damien Chazelle captures Andrew Neiman as a character marvelously in it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was such a great opening.
And we have J.K. Simmons who comes in, and right away you can tell that Miles Teller knows who J.K. Simmons is. I mean, it's clear that joining his band is something that he really wants to do. And right away, we get a taste of the kind of person that J.K. Simmons is. Because he says, "Oh, well, why'd you stop playing?" And Miles starts to play again, and he's like, "I didn't tell you to start playing again. I just asked you why you stopped."
It was like, why'd you get all monkey armed?
Yeah, right.
That.
That
See,
was that was one thing. That was one thing. Knowing very little bit about drums myself, and I'm sure you can appreciate it a little bit more, Cam. Being a drummer yourself was just
Sure.
like the amount of times that he was struggling with double time, and I'm just like, loosen your grip, dude. Like, I'm like, let the stick bounce. He's
Yeah.
there, like his hand is going like a million miles an hour, and I'm like, dude, relax.
As you see, as the movie goes on, it's all about him trying to build up his endurance and build up his speed and stuff. A lot of the sequences of him playing, with that level of intensity, you're not supposed to listen to that and think, oh, well, that's good drumming. You're supposed to hear that and be like, oh, he's playing really freaking fast, and that's the point. Like whenever the scene where. J.K. Simmons pushes the three drummers to try and earn the part for that
that scene
for
was
that
great.
play or for that performance.
That.
I mean, he worked them for, if you count the clock, it's like 5 hours
Yeah.
that he works them, and it's like, okay, they're not playing well, they're playing fast, and that's what he's looking for. He says, we're not gonna come back and get started until one of you motherfuckers can play me perfect 400s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the thing that scene that got the biggest chuckle out of me was he finally goes, all right, Neiman, you earned the fucking part or whatever. And then he goes to the door and he opens it. He goes, all right, now we can start. And I'm just like,
It's 2 in the morning.
like, it's 2 in the morning. And it's just like, these poor bastards have just been run through the ringer.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there is literally blood covering the drums, the drum kit. And he's just like, all right, we'll start now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
I feel like I would.
cleaning
I
off the
feel like
blood.
I feel like I don't know if I would. I genuinely don't think there's ever been anything in my life that I've wanted bad enough to, like, quote unquote, audition for it for 5 hours to the point where I am like pouring blood over it,
Yeah.
and then get told, all right, you got it. Now we're gonna start actually doing it. I think I'd be like, fuck this. I'm going home. Like, I'm going to the
I'm getting a Big
hospital.
Mac.
Well, screw you guys. I'm going home.
For real, like I can honestly say I don't think, like, kudos to
Yeah.
him for being for that level of like commitment, because
Yeah.
I genuinely do not think there's been anything in my life that I've ever been like,
Yeah.
I'd do that for it.
I mean,
Like, nah.
that's just the entertainment business. I feel like, like you know, we see actors and obviously musicians in
Why
this
I
group,
never
you
made
know.
it as a singer.
I know. When you sing, actually, well, I don't know if Cam wants that here, but you know, no, you know, it does definitely show like that role of like how really people, you know, can focus in on something like that, and it's,
Yeah.
you know, I think it's a really good kind of like slice of life sort of thing. I mean, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, you know, there's obviously its differences in real life where, you know, obviously they don't get pushed that hard, I think is probably what part of it is. I'm not
Sure.
sure. But um I don't know. I think it's one of those things that even though maybe it has some unrealistic aspects to it, it's still very believable. And it was,
Yeah,
you know,
it
that's
does
just
feel
one of
very
them.
true to life.
Yeah.
And what one of you had mentioned earlier, you know, you were wondering who the villain or the antagonist is supposed to be. The easy answer is Terrence Fletcher, played by J.K. Simmons. That is the easy answer. That's the face value answer. But if you think about it, Andrew Neiman is his own worst enemy.
Oh yeah.
His ambition is so singular, is so all-consuming that he pushes everything else away. He pushes away his family, he pushes away his girlfriend, he pushes away his own humanity in his
Right.
journey to become one of the greats. And by the end of it, he achieves his dream, but
Mhm.
at what cost? That's the question that the movie wants you to think about.
100%. I mean, we get that really good dinner scene where he's with, I'm guessing, some friends of his dad or something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, he kind of, and I may do the same thing,
I
but they
always
kind
took
of
that to
down,
be like his aunts and uncles or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they do kind of downplay his ambition, and so he returns the favor and is like Division 3 football, you know.
Right,
He,
right. I
yeah,
love
I
that
thought
scene.
that was
That's
funny,
so
and
great.
he's like 4 words you'll never hear from the NFL. You know,
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
but I
the
mean, they were,
most well. That's
you know,
one of two very savage lines that he spits in this
yeah.
movie. The other one being, "Hey, fuck off, Johnny Utah! Turn my pages, bitch!"
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was so great.
Well,
It
I
was incredible.
there there were two moments in this movie that kind of mirrored each other in a way that made me. It reminded me of the scene in Jaws where Quinn is talking about the shark's eyes, how it's like they roll over white and like you think they're dead, and then they roll over black and they got you. And the first scene in the movie that made me think of that was when he first gets there and he's like, okay, after the break, the new guy's gonna try. And J.K. Simmons is like, listen, it's all right, just and he's like lulling him into this false sense of
Yeah.
security. I'm like,
Yeah.
at that moment, I'm like, oh, he's gonna get your ass. He is going to
Yes.
eat your. I'm like, I
And
just remember thinking that,
it's all
and
in
then
the
like
body language. Because
it
I
is.
mean, J.K. Simmons is leering over him. He is uncomfortably close, and he has him
Yeah.
trapped with his arm. Like that is dominance body language right
Well,
there.
so then that leads into the rushing or dragging scene, right? So there's one other scene in this movie that kind of mirrors that scene, and it's at the end, and it's when they're at it's after he's invited him to this JVC concert, and you know it almost seems like he's changed, like he's humbled a little bit because he lost
Yeah.
his job at the school,
Yeah.
and then it's that moment of, you motherfucker, you think I'm stupid? I know it was you. I went,
What a
oh
line drop.
shit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then like you start to realize like he's got different music than everybody else,
Yep.
and he's like literally 2 seconds before he's like, these guys out here will never forget if you mess up,
When
and
I'm glad
that's
you brought that scene up because when I tell you my
oh
jaw dropped, like, because
yeah
because J.K. Simmons has been a jerk the whole movie, with a couple funny one-liners, and in that scene at the club, I was like, okay, he's kind of changed. I'm kind of maybe feeling a bit for him, and then
right.
yeah, when they get there and he's like, "You think I'm stupid?" I was like, and then he was like, "We're
yeah.
gonna be playing this
But
song." I was like, "No."
but here's the
I
thing.
agree.
Here is the incredible duality of this character. while J.K. Simmons invited him to that performance for the sole purpose of humiliating him, I do feel like what he was talking about during his conversation with Andrew, when they were talking over drinks and stuff, I do think he was being 100% sincere with that.
Yeah.
Because
It's not towards Andrew, you know.
it's it's the one moment in the movie where he's not in that zone, where he's not having to coordinate a band, and it's just him kicking back, having a drink, talking with somebody. And I think that was the one moment where J.K. Simmons was not necessarily vulnerable, but at least honest. And it really feeds into your conception of him, or your perception of him, before that last performance. And it's just like, oh well, you know what, here's the rug, let's pull it out from under you. And it's like, okay, well, that's great, I appreciate that. I really thought I was gonna like you for a second there.
Exactly.
That
Well,
was
and
so
then there's
great
a
twist.
split second at the very end where he's doing his drum solo, his crazy drum solo, and J.K. Simmons walks up to him. He's like, "The fuck are you doing?" He's like, "I'll cue you in."
Yeah,
And it's
They
like
get to
now
a
he
there's
has
point
like
to
of
a
like
follow
split
Andrew's
second,
understanding.
lead.
Yeah.
and it's just a split moment of mutual respect for the game. Like literally,
Yeah.
that's all it comes down to, is they have a mutual respect for the game for a split second, to the point where it's like, you outplayed me here, I'm outplaying you here. Let's just give these people a performance they're not going to fucking forget.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
And that's
And
what it comes down to. And like even Fletcher in that moment, it's just like I gotta respect it.
Yeah. Well, and
100%.
there are several moments throughout that entire interaction that really really sell how their dynamic has changed. The first of which being, well, when Andrew comes back and he starts, playing Caravan, and J.K. Simmons comes up and he's like, "I'll gouge out your fucking eyes," and Andrew
Yeah.
crashes the cymbal in his face.
Oh, I
His
know, that
face,
was
oh, I
great.
love that.
Yeah.
The next one is whenever Andrew launches into his drum solo, when Fletcher comes up, he doesn't call him, Neiman or Squeaker or motherfucker. He says, "Andrew, what are you doing, man?"
Yeah.
It's like, that's how you know that it's kind of starting to shift more in Andrew's favor a little bit. And then, what happens? A cymbal falls over. J.K. Simmons picks it back up, and then he kind of leans in, starts to
That
coach him a little bit on how to make his solo more dynamic. I mean, it's such a great dichotomy shift for these two characters.
it really was. I had a fun like aha moment when I realized who was playing Andrew's dad. Because
Oh, yeah.
I've been rewatching Stranger Things. I'm like,
Mhm.
it's the Doctor from Stranger Things.
Yeah. And aliens.
Yeah,
I've not
I
seen
haven't
Aliens.
watched I haven't watched Stranger Things yet, so I didn't catch that. But
It cancels out. He
yeah,
hasn't seen aliens, you haven't seen Stranger Things.
yeah. Now, well, this is not exactly a triumphant story, because like I said, Andrew achieves his goal, but kind of at the cost of a piece of himself. And Damien Chazelle, the director, has stated in interviews that the way he envisions the rest of the life of this character that he's created is that he imagines that Andrew Neiman will end up dead in his 30s, alone in a hotel room with a needle in his arm.
Wow. That's
Now,
not what I was expecting.
yeah, and that calls back to the conversation that he was having with his family, where he says, "I would rather die, drunk in my 30s and have people talk about me than live a long life and nobody remember." Now, I don't particularly have quite as pessimistic of an outlook on that
Yeah.
character as far as where he's going to end up. Because I don't like thinking, this character that I found a way to connect with is going to have such a sad ending,
Right.
so I think that his ambition is just going to make him alone. He's already pushed
Yeah.
everything else away in the pursuit of it, and he's just never going to stop. But
You know,
I
one
think
thing
there
that's
was
I've
just
a
me. That's just
moment.
me trying to look for silver
There was
linings in the rain clouds.
Yeah, I don't like
there
everything
was
to be
there
on
was a
course for
moment
sure.
there. There was a moment there before he runs into J.K. Simmons again, where it almost felt like he was trying to kind of pull his life back together for a
Yeah.
second. You know,
Yes.
he tried to get in contact with the girl he broke up with, and she's like, "Well, I have to see what my boyfriend thinks." And I think that moment he just went, "I fucked up, and now I have to just kind of live with it." And so I think seeing Fletcher's name on that sign kind of drew him in,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it was almost magnetism at that point because it very much felt like he wanted desperately to just forget about music and jazz and drumming and just wanted to move on with his life and try to fix certain things that he had allowed to get put on the back burner because of his obsession.
Yeah.
And then he realized like, oh, I've messed. I think he thought to himself that he messed things up past the point of no return. So he's like, well, I guess this is
Yeah,
who
because
I
it even
am
the
now.
shot sits on his face for a good
Yeah.
close to like
Yeah.
10 seconds or something like that after he hangs up, and I think that's him realizing he's only got drumming. That's all
Yeah.
he's got
Yep.
left, you know?
Well,
Hmm.
you can look at this movie as almost an allegory for addiction. You know, he
Yeah.
got clean, he got away from it for a while, but all it took was the sight of Terrence Fletcher's name on that chalkboard, just that little itty bitty taste of what he lost to pull him right back
I
in.
know, I was going, "Andrew." I was like, "Andrew, Spider-Man," you know? I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, you've got your life back together,
Yeah,
and now you're gonna potentially throw that all away again," you know?
So here's when I said earlier about it having so many quote unquote endings or like where I thought the movie was going to end. I think I've seen enough movies to where like my brain recognizes certain storytelling patterns. So in the scene where he's desperately trying to get back to the performance, he left his sticks at the car rental place. So he has to drive back, and he's on the way back, and he gets hit by a truck.
yeah,
I'm like, okay, this is the big like turning point moment where he like, he ends up in the hospital and maybe J.K. Simmons comes in and they have a moment. Nope, completely subvert that. Okay, on to the next thing. He runs to the fucking show, walks in covered in his own blood, sits down on the thing. He's like, all right, I'm good.
I know
yeah.
his arm is clearly, like, broken, you know?
Yeah,
And
it's like
he's
his
doing, like
hand is broken.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
And like
what
even
you
there's
can
even a
see, like
moment where
once the
J.K.
adrenaline
Simmons.
wears off, he can't even move.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like you can even see even J.K. Simmons, even Fletcher's like fuck, this kid is not doing okay.
Yeah,
Like even he's like got some semblance of like human empathy, human compassion for this kid because he's like this dude's covered in blood and all. He's just trying to prove himself,
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and
if you
so
think
he's like,
about it,
"You're
kicking him from the band would have been an act of mercy in the
right,
grand scheme of things. That's exactly
Yeah.
what that would have
right,
been.
Well, it's
right," and like, and for it he got he lost his job for it, like realistically, like did he say some things that were out of line, out of pocket? Sure.
One
Did
or two things.
yeah,
one
exactly.
or, one or two things? He may have called. Well, I don't know if I should repeat them. I don't want to get the
You
Sure.
are worthless, friendless.
flip.
I don't want to finish that line
Anyway,
because there's a weird
Well,
word
I
in
was gonna
there.
say that some of
yeah,
his
yeah,
methods, like how he goes about saying things to someone, I was like, all right, that's intense. But like the scene where it's like the short film where he's getting up in the guy's face with the trombone and he's like, were you out of key? And the guy's like, the fact that he couldn't tell whether or not he was in tune. Okay, yeah, get him out of here.
Yeah.
You know, next man up. That makes sense. But yeah, when he's throwing stuff and calling people all these things, I had to keep turning down my volume on my TV. I was like, oh, you know,
Don't want to wake the neighbors.
I
no, exactly.
I kind of love that moment though, where he's like, "By the way, he wasn't off key. It was you," and he like doesn't
Yeah.
even address the fact that it was that guy that was off key. He's just like, "It was you, by
Yeah.
the way."
Yeah, because that guy probably
He's just
knew and
like,
he didn't wanna say, you know?
"Yeah, yeah."
Yeah.
But
Well, and I
but
love
then
that.
like,
Oh, sorry.
well, I was just gonna say, well, then there was the quote unquote ending of, okay, well now he's done with drumming and he's got a job working at this, coffee shop or whatever it was he was doing, and
Whatever college
maybe
kids do.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, whatever it was he was. There was a scene where he was like in a coffee shop or something he was working, and I was like, okay, well maybe he'll reconnect with the girl, or maybe he'll connect with a new girl, and oh, did Cam disappear for everybody else, or is it just
Yes.
me?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll
Next man up.
Yeah.
Next alternative
Right.
or
Right.
alternate.
All right, and he's back.
Aha.
All right, there we go.
Ah,
There we go.
Lost you for a
live!
moment.
You're back with the
Ah,
core.
ah.
Oh, y'all got any more of them pixels? Oh, there we go. That's better.
Okay.
But no, like, yeah. So it was, yeah. So it's just, it's like, okay, well, maybe he'll reconnect with the girl he was with, or maybe he'll find a new love interest, wherever. And it's like, oh, he runs into the guy. I was like, okay, well, maybe he'll just get some. This is just like a closure scene. Like, maybe he'll have some kind of like small redemption arc where he like apologizes for being an asshole or something. And he kind of does. He kind of does. Ish. And then it's like, well, that's not the ending either. I was like, I fully expected Andrew to
Yes.
walk away, to shut up. I fully expected him to be like, no, I'm done with drumming. I don't want any part of this, and just roll credits, right? And like that be the end. No, he goes and does the show, and then it was just, and then he gets ridiculed off stage. I was like, okay, that's got to be the ending. Nope, he goes back out there and he, kills it. So it was just very interesting to see how they. It wasn't so much that they kept adding on endings. They just were like, how can we subvert their expectations the most? And then just did that. And it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a wild, like, just last third of the movie. This is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of movies that you can watch and it's like, what you're getting from it, Like, like when we watched Atomic Blonde, it's like I kind of figured what we were getting from that for being like your generic sort of action movie for the most
Sure.
part,
Mhm.
and I felt that way of like how the things went in Whiplash pretty much went how I thought they would for the first 2/3 of the movie. Essentially everything up to the car accident, and then from
Yeah.
there it was just took so many different directions that was just kind of out there in a lot of cases, and that's what
Yeah.
really I think made it crazy wild and just made it
theory.
drive home.
Yeah.
Wild theory that I just thought of off the top of the dome.
It's wrong.
Everything that happens,
wrong.
everything
You're outta
that
here.
happens from the car accident on is a fever dream that he's having in the hospital.
Oh, don't be that guy.
You gotta admit though, the last third, that last third of the movie is absolutely insane, and it feels like a fever dream.
All right, he's
Like,
out of here. He's off the core.
Next
Next alternate.
go back to turning my pages, please.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
Turn my pages, motherfucker.
Well, probably my favorite part of the whole movie, outside of the immersion of it with the intensity that I loved, was the editing and the sound design.
Mhm.
There's a lot of the
Yes.
quick cuts and a lot of the shots of like on the drum of the blood and the sweat,
Yeah.
and a lot of times all other sound cuts out and it's just the drum, especially kind of at the end when he's going at it or at the start. It locked me in, and like I said, the whole movie I'm locked in, and that's
Yeah.
it's rare for a
Well,
movie to do that for.
something I was gonna point out too. You talked about like the sound design and stuff.
Mhm.
Something that really stuck out to me as far as the sound design was how they chose not to have like J.K. Simmons mic'd up. So like when they're recording that scene where he's drumming, you can hear he's shouting over the drums, but you still can't quite what he's saying because you can infer from like reading his
Yeah.
lips and what little
It-
bit you can
Yeah.
hear. But
his
it's very
voice isn't at
clear
the
that
forefront.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not clear. It's not like it's very much. It feels like you are there. and you are listening to these drums being played, and you can hear him yelling over the drums. It's very. It was.
Yeah.
I remember being blown away by that. Just that little attention to detail.
Now the cinematographer for this movie, I can't remember his name, Sharon something, but
On
the
it.
he was the cinematographer for another movie that I really love. You know, you might have heard of it, called Monkey Man.
Okay.
But
Wait.
but his method of capturing the drama for this movie is uncanny. You know, when something intense is happening, you get like uncomfortably close shots of people's faces. You get uncomfortably close shots of the blood on the drum set. You
Sharon
get
Mir. Sorry.
Yes, yes. I mean, his cinematography is so claustrophobic. Like you have no
Yes.
choice but to have your eyes drawn to the drama itself, not to the character, not to a certain thing in the frame, but to the drama as its own scope. And I adore that about how this movie was shot.
That's a great point because I
I-
can't remember the scene, but there was a scene where I started to feel like I was like, oh,
Yeah,
like I can't remember the scene off the top of my head, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I never
about
thought-
Monkey Man, though. That's really cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I never
cool.
thought that. I never thought the words J.K. Simmons has really pretty eyes would ever be something that I'd think. But yeah, this movie
He
really.
does, though. I mean, like J.K. Simmons has
he does.
beautiful baby blue eyes.
He
I know,
does,
you're
but
like,
like
how
this
can you be
movie
so mean?
really captures. It's the close up shots, like you said, but the lighting that they use as well really makes his eyes pop. And I don't know if
Yeah.
that was if like they did that intentionally because of his eyes, or if it was just a really
Well,
nice
because of the
effect.
color of his eyes and the way that everything was lit, when you have those uncomfortable close shots, it almost makes him look inhuman.
Yes.
Like his
Especially
eyes
when he really
almost
like
fucking
flares up his
glow.
nostrils. You know, when he
Yeah.
gets mad.
When he crosses his arms and goes,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, someone's in trouble.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Made me feel in trouble.
I think I would be terrified if I saw J.K. Simmons in real life. I'd just be
Dude,
like, please
he's
don't yell at me.
jacked. He's
I know.
freaking jacked.
I mean, he
Well-
yeeted that chair across the room. I'm like, how did you not hit anyone? Like, I could probably maybe throw that a foot.
Wondering why I threw a chair at you.
yeah.
Right.
Well,
I
whenever
love
he
how
walks
calmly
into
he
the
said that too.
Well,
Yeah.
when he walks into his band room and all of his students, you know, stop doing what they're doing to be quiet as he walks in, he takes off his coat. I mean, the guns he had in those sleeves.
Yeah. Are those
Holy
registered?
moly!
You know?
He's probably got a killer left hook.
Well, one thing I do love, and this is kind of with the character portrayal, is before he shows up, you know, all the students are all talking, they're having a good time, that they're, you know, banter back and forth. As soon as he shows up, it's silence.
Silence. Dead
And everyone
Almost
kind of
silence.
tenses up.
It's almost it's almost militaristic how they
Yeah.
like they're very
Exactly.
much like a 10, hut, you
And
know,
he
very.
put his coat on one hook. He puts his coat on the whole hook thing.
I hadn't noticed that before.
Yeah.
Is
Like
it,
no one else is allowed to use it.
this coat rack has 3 hooks. I'll just put it on top.
He just puts it all, whole thing on top, and I was like, all right. Dominance.
If I was gonna say if that's not a power move right there, I don't know what is.
I think the most unrealistic thing about this entire movie is that there are that many college kids interested in jazz music.
You-
You'd
Well,
be
this is a
surprised.
music school.
Yeah, it's
is also-
Schaefer. It's
Fair enough.
literally
Fair enough.
music school.
I feel like fair enough. I just feel like
Right.
jazz, like of all the
I think you'd be
well,
surprised,
styles,
though.
don't
Like,
you-
there's a
well,
bunch of people.
I
that
like.
dude.
Listen.
Let me clarify. I like jazz.
Am I nobody?
But,
Like jazz?
but J.K. Simmons even says it in the movie. He says about like jazz is a dying genre.
Jazz, yeah,
And it's like-
it is unfortunate.
And that was
truly.
11 years. That was 11
Well,
years ago.
We all know that the best pickup line came from the B movie when he says, "You
You
like jazz?"
Like,
Like,
jazz.
you like
Hey,
jazz?
okay, but you know what? Vincent from Collateral said it first. Yeah. So
True.
you like jazz?
Yeah.
And Jamie Foxx is like, what? And Tom Cruise is like, jazz. You like jazz?
Yes, yeah. You know, but
You take my money.
yeah.
When I'm in
When
need.
I'm in need. Yeah, she's
Oh
a
my
traveling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger. Way over there.
Copyright.
You know, I think we understand why Michael has to keep
Demonetized.
singing all this time. Anyway.
See, I knew that it was like Chekhov's gun. As soon as you mentioned him singing at the beginning of the stream, I knew at some
Oh,
point
yeah.
during this stream it was going to happen.
It was going to
And
happen.
I am now a worse man for it.
I know. It was
You know,
terrible.
my
Well,
biggest
damn.
complaint.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, damn. I
Wow.
say
He's
how
try-
it
he-
is.
you know what? You know what? I just realized something. J.K. Simmons is bald. Cam is basically bald. He's turning into him.
Michael,
You guys
do
ever
you-
notice how you never
do you
see
think you're
Cam
out of
and
tune?
JK? Do you guys ever notice how you never see Cam and J.K. Simmons in the same room?
Yeah. Cam's.
Shit, they found
Cam
me.
is wearing a black shirt too. And what is he wearing? the
Oh,
whole
come
movie?
on.
A black shirt.
I mean, hey Cam, give me one of these. Give me one of these.
Let's see.
Let's see.
I mean-
Oh my
I mean, I
God, he's jacked.
You know, the one issue I did have with this Blu-ray copy of this movie is that the rating on the front only gave the movie 4 stars and not 5.
Baloney. Absolute robbery.
And it even says highest rating. What?
4 out of
Well,
4
there are
stars.
there are some rating scales that have the highest go up to 4. I
okay.
don't know what the exact criteria for that denomination is, but some rating systems
enough.
only go up to 4. I
Okay, well,
don't know if that
okay.
particular one is one of them, but
It might. But I didn't realize going into this movie, I don't know if anyone else had this, is I knew it was going to be like some level of intense, but I didn't realize almost sometimes how hard of a watch it actually is with the level of intensity to the point where when I turned it off, I mean, this movie, it still is, but it stayed with me for
yeah.
a long time after finishing it, where I was just like, what a movie. Like, I just experienced something. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
So
Well, but-
I was a little disappointed because I Googled where I could watch it, and originally it
TV.
said Netflix. So I looked on Netflix. Well, apparently in this country, not on our Netflix. So,
Tubi. It was. I know it was on Tubi.
well, see, so I ended up having to watch it on my phone.
Oh,
So
You
yeah.
watched it illegally?
get him.
No, I don't know what you're
Michael!
talking about. I have no idea. I have
J.K. Simmons
no
is going to
idea.
come after you.
Hello,
Oh
FBI.
dear God!
I have him here. He's right here.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not.
Yeah, pull out the toothpick. See if you can fight off the FBI with that.
Toothpick.
Michael takes off his glasses.
I'm
and
gonna
goes, "I don't
fight. I'm gonna fight Omni Man. I'm gonna fight Omni Man with a letter opener.
know." And then he finds out the sword's actually cardboard when he goes to hit, and it just.
Oh, dang it!
Oh man.
Yes, and I mean, there's a lot that this movie does that really ups the intensity, and I think
Mhm.
that the first like shocking moment, I don't think it's whenever he throws the chair. I mean, with how he treated the kid on the trombone, you knew something was coming. The moment that really nails how intense this movie was going to be was when he started slapping Andrew Neiman.
Yes.
He
Oh
says,
man.
"Start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2,
And then he
4."
makes him. And then he
Was I
Billy
rushing
looks at
or
him and
was I
says-
dragging?
And he goes, "Are you upset?" And he goes, "I'm upset." And he goes, "Louder." I was like, I mean,
I'm
he's humiliating
upset!
him. Yeah. He's
I
like,
was
"Are you
like-
guilty here?"
I'm like emotional damage.
Yeah. Whose mommy left daddy when she figured out he wasn't Eugene O'Neill, who is now weeping and slobbering all over my drum set like some fucking 9-year-old girl. Oh
That was
my
something
God!
I noticed about the character is that he tries to relate with you on a level when he first meets you.
Yeah,
To find stuff out
to
about you
use it
to then
against
use.
you.
Yeah, when he
I mean,
started
Yeah.
yelling stuff about his mom, I was like, "Oh,
He
I see what
really,
you did there, sir."
he
For
really
the
is like the
final
perfect.
motherfucking time.
Yeah, he really is to be like the perfect like surface level, as you said at the beginning, Cam, like antagonist. Like I was thinking through
Mhm.
this of if you were to interpret the movie where he is the bad guy. Like he is really like the perfect manipulator of what any villain achieves to be, and it was just like he perfectly deserved that Oscar by any means, in my opinion.
100%.
Like so amazing, and like it's just one of those performances that really sticks with you, and it's just so amazing.
And at the end, he won. He won because his method for crafting the perfect musician was confirmed to work because it worked on Andrew Neiman.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you think about it, if you want to think of Terrence Fletcher as the main antagonist of the movie, he won.
I love that because something I want to have more of personally is more the bad guys winning. And that's something that I love that the movie has, like, the sort of like open ending that it had, though, like it was just so great. And like that's the way of definitively of what you can tell that is like, that's exactly like such a great interpretation of it that like I really liked about it.
Yes.
Now, Cam, I want to ask you this because I know you play the drums.
Yeah. What's up?
It's gonna sound like a dumb question. So I know they used the little device to like tune it, but when you're tapping on the drum, like how do you hear the different beats? Like how do you know if it's whatever?
Well, when you tune a drum, you tune it to match the to match the scale of a certain note. So if you tune your drum to a B flat, you have to tune it to match a B flat scale. So your tom. Drum sets have different numbers of different instruments. I think his has 3 toms. You have 2 rack toms and a floor tom. You want them to basically match different notes within that scale.
Oh, okay.
And what he used to tune those drums is called a drum key, and no self-respecting drummer leaves their house without one because you never know when you have to tune your freaking drum set.
Yeah. Also, sorry, go ahead.
No. It's useful for multiple things as well, like tightening the springs on your pedals. I mean, your drum key is basically your skeleton key for the entire drum kit.
Interesting.
I was gonna say I could totally see myself. So when I was in middle school, I briefly was in the band, and
me too.
I played a trombone. So
did you go to band camp?
No, I never got that serious about it. But
One
I could
time
see
at
myself
band
being
camp?
the Mars bar. There's no Mars bar down there. That would be me because I would have no idea if my trombone's in tune or not. So
Yeah.
like,
There's no fucking Mars bar down there. What are you looking at?
Well, I like, I don't know. For me, when watching it, like, I'm not a music person at all, and like, and me, like, my musical friend that I like referenced earlier, like, he's called me like tone deaf. I don't know if that's true or not. So like,
all right, well, I'm
I
stuck
don't know.
on la 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 la.
Well, I mean, I can tell like, drastic, I guess, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like I don't know. Point of it being is like there's a lot of musical, like anytime they did a bunch of the drone stuff and J.K. Simmons was getting mad, like it was hard for me to tell like what was wrong. You know what I mean? Like it felt like to me the same thing over and over, And long way of
I
asking.
get that. It was.
Yeah. But long way of asking to you, Cam, were you able to spot what J.K. was yelling him about?
Well, yes and no. His performance got worse the more he was getting called out. And to someone just watching the movie just to watch it, you're not really going to hear it. But for the first part of that portion, other than the one drum fill that he kind of fumbles a little bit when he stops him the first time, he really plays it pretty much on beat. I think that J.K. Simmons was hounding him so much just to kind of get that process started of hey, you're in my band now, so I'm gonna abuse you. And since he was new, he was getting singled out, and it connects really nicely with the conversation that they have later, where he says a good musician would never get discouraged. And that's why after that whole sequence is done, he just tells Andrew to practice harder instead of kicking him out.
Sure.
So I think that he saw something in Andrew and he wanted to nurture that. But as far as whether he was rushing or dragging initially, it's very, very tough to tell. He very well might have been, but it's very tough to tell, and I think that's the point.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, Cam, because I know prior to going into this movie, I've heard you ask that question referencing the movie, are we rushing, are we dragging? Going into this, because I don't know anything about drums, I'm like, what the heck does that mean? I was
Yeah.
like, what is rushing, what's dragging? But then
So
obviously in the context of the scene, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
yeah, well, you have your
Yeah,
metronome, your beat.
yeah,
Rushing, rushing is when you hit a note before
yeah,
that beat. Yeah, and then dragging is when you
Yeah.
hit it after the beat.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you can actually spot the difference in that whenever he is actually slapping Andrew, because the first time he slaps him, he's dragging. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then the second time he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3,
Mhm.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That was a
so that whenever
great
he
scene.
said that he was rushing in that
Mhm.
moment, he was actually correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like the one musical thing I actually learned from the
So
entire
you do
movie
know the difference.
is
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
No,
If you deliberately sabotage my band,
yeah, it was a great way to teach that because like that's the one music thing that I actually got out of the movie was that rushing dragging thing is I
Yeah.
didn't know what that was going into the movie. After that scene, I
Same
perfectly
here, yeah.
understood what it was, and so it's such a great scene that works on multiple levels there.
yeah.
So
And
I kind of want to touch back on something that somebody said earlier about how J.K. Simmons' character was like super manipulative and like how we
Mhm.
saw that. The big holy shit moment for me was right after the car accident, right after he gets kicked out of the band. And he's talking to, I don't know if it's like a lawyer or counselor or whatever.
his father's
talking about, like,
attorney. Yep.
yeah, talking about like the lawsuit, and she says that the kid who died actually committed suicide.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When earlier Fletcher told the whole band, like sobbing tearfully. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe not sobbing, but he had tears in his
He was
eyes.
emotional, yeah.
Yeah.
He was emotional about it, telling these kids about how this kid died in a car accident, which then later on, Andrew gets in the car accident, and I think they did that on
Yeah.
purpose to, again, subvert your expectations because it
Yeah.
really feels like that's supposed to be the ending of the movie. He's supposed to end up in the hospital. Fletcher shows up and is like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I almost just lost another talented young student," you know, to and so it really felt
Yeah.
like that was what was going on. And then you find out like, oh no, the kid hung himself, and it's just like it the movie goes from
Added
like,
another level of
oh,
it.
it got kind of the movie went from, oh, it got kind of dark, he almost died and then he tried to play the drums, to this kid committed suicide because his teacher bullied the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plot twist,
And it's just
Fletcher paid
like,
the driver to hit him.
Well then,
I mean, I wouldn't be
That's
surprised if
our theory. We're copywriting that. To anybody watching, you can't make a video essay about it.
yeah, you cannot, because that ain't obvious at all.
Well, no, that actually leads into a good question about the movie. Who took the folder?
Ooh.
oh fuck.
I
See,
forgot
I
about
really thought that Fletcher took it. I really thought there was going to be
yeah,
some reveal that Fletcher took it. Like just to kind of like prove his point, because he literally said the next person to
Yeah.
lose this fucking folder
I will
is
stop being so polite.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like, and I knew as soon as they were going to Fletcher about it,
Yeah.
and he says, "Well, I gave the folder to him and he lost it." As soon as he said that, I went, "He's going to tell him that the folder was his responsibility and that he should have took
Yeah.
better care of it." Like that was just you got that was how his character worked. It almost immediately. He's
Yeah.
very yes, he's a hard ass, but he's big on personal responsibility. Like, he says, "You want the part, fucking earn it."
Yeah.
mhm.
But also
He's
too
like,
that it's a bit manipulative in the sense of like once then Andrew feels like he's got a good with him because he's like, I've got the part. And then once he finally gets there and he's like, nope, next it's that guy now. it's very much he's just making the rounds with these guys, and it's messing with all of them mentally.
Yeah.
Well, and then even later on when he meets him at the bar and he tells him about this JVC show, he's like, get O'Connelly. He's like, O'Connelly was only ever a means to
An
To motivate
incentive.
like
you.
to
Yeah.
motivate you. That right there is, I mean, I'm not saying it was a complete lie, but that right
Yeah.
there is more manipulation to get him to come to
Yeah.
the show so he can humiliate him.
Um,
It doesn't end. I'm not saying like,
Yeah.
was it a complete lie? Probably not. Like, he's probably being honest to a degree. But like,
I mean,
he's
even
also,
if it
he
was a
probably
half
would never
truth,
have told
there
him
is
that.
still that foundation of truth in there, and
Yeah.
it fits perfectly in line with how this guy, this band instructor, sees the students that he sees promise in, and he will do anything to elevate them, even if it means breaking them down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's such a
I don't know.
complex and
I
deep
suddenly
character. I think we could do a show just on him.
Yeah.
I was say I suddenly want like a backstory, like a backstory movie for his character where it's just like him and Nam. Like he was in Nam,
I could
that's
see
why
it.
he is the way he is.
Yeah.
But make it some like Marvel type of backstory. He was a veteran in Vietnam, and while he was under fire by Charlie, the only thing that got his troops through the night was their love for music.
Oh my gosh. You know what though? If this movie came out like this year, there would be a prequel series, there'd be a sequel, there'd be
Yeah.
this is a good standalone story. It leaves you
I don't know.
satisfied with
I don't know.
enough.
Some of the language used, I don't know if they'd be getting any spin-offs or sequels.
True. Yeah, it got pretty intense. But I loved it. So
Yeah,
Oh, it
it's
was
really good.
fantastic.
Yes, this is one of my all-time favorite films. Like my list of like maybe top 10, it changes month to month. But
same.
but Whiplash, Collateral, The Last Samurai, and Blade Runner 2049 will always make the top 10. Though
We need.
that will never change.
I know you did a
I've only seen
little.
one of those four.
Blasphemy!
Yeah, get out of here.
Bye, Michael.
Yeah. Right. All right, you're off
I'm
the
not going to
core.
say that
Next-
the
next
same for
alternate.
me, but anyway, go on.
Yeah, no, you're hosting the episode right now, so you're safe.
Uh,
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I watched this film. I mean, it was another one. I was kind of like you guys. It was one that I had always known was. I knew it existed. I knew it was good based on reviews I read and listened to about it, but I never really went out of my way for it until now. This is a story ish, but well, when my oldest daughter was a year old, she was in the hospital for a couple of weeks because of she had an abscess in her knee joint. And so while I was spending overnights in this hospital with her, I had nothing else to do but find movies to watch. And I was like, you know what? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. She's asleep in the bed. I got nothing to do. Let's find Whiplash. And I think I rented it off of Amazon to watch on my phone. Or no, it wasn't a phone. It was an iPad that I had at the time. And I finished it, and I took that scroll button and just whoop right back to the beginning.
Nice.
I wanted to. I didn't have enough time to, but I almost did that with this today.
And nobody would have blamed you for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just that crazy of an experience. I mean, it's such a great, dissection of character. It's such a great story all around, and I really wish. Unfortunately, movies like this don't do good at the box office anymore.
No.
So we're probably never gonna get another movie like this.
No.
Movies like
I did a meme
it's
once.
like you were saying.
No, go ahead. No, you're good.
No.
Oh, okay. I did a meme once where it was It was general audience. We don't get enough original movies. We want more original movies. And then it was also general audiences when there's an original movie out, and it's Gru's mom in Despicable Me when he's showing off his inventions, and she goes, eh, like,
Yeah.
because whenever one's put out, then they're just like, no one shows up.
Yeah,
know?
they'll say, "Oh, well, I'll watch it when it hits streaming." No, you
That's part of the
freaking
problem.
Neanderthals, watch it in the theater. If you want more movies like this, go out and support them.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, okay, it's like we were saying in the group chat the other day about that new DMV TV show out, where I was like,
Oh, yeah.
have we really run out of ideas?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's,
It definitely
oh,
is.
great, they're doing The Office. It's just a more crowded version of it. Great.
That's basically what I
Right.
said. I was like, it's basically just gonna be like that. Like,
right.
not gonna be entertaining. It's probably gonna be dry humor and just like
People looking at the
boring.
camera really
Also,
weird.
too, that doesn't look like.
Yeah.
Also, too, with a lot of new shows, new movies, the coloring is awful. It's just boring to look at.
Yeah.
It's all like grays and dark stuff, and it's just like,
I mean, that's just life. Have you seen a McDonald's lately? Like,
oh, I know,
have you seen a
it's
McDonald's from
true.
30 years ago? Like, look at the difference.
Yeah,
Not like Whiplash though. The color palette for
No.
Whiplash is all oranges and
Yeah.
yellows, and it is
bright.
an
Even when it's
uncomfortable
dark,
looking
it's bright.
movie.
exactly.
Even when it's dark, like a lot of the scenes of like the band like
Mhm.
practicing and whatnot are the rooms are pretty dark, but what light there is very, very warm toned light. It's very
Yes.
it's very cozy, which to
Mhm.
me is what jazz is supposed to feel like. I love like I actually love listening to like rainy night cafe jazz, lo-fi bullshit. Like
Yeah.
it's so calming.
It is
one
not
thing-
bullshit, sir.
One thing I just thought of that
I'm
I forgot
pretty
to
sure
say-
if you type that exact combination of words into the YouTube search, you will find something.
Probably. One piece of dialogue that I actually really liked from J.K. Simmons' characters when he's meeting with Miles Teller at the JVC club or that bar that he's playing at, and he's talking about I don't know if it's a real person, but he's talking about that one jazz player like Charlie something or
Charlie Parker, the bird.
Charlie
Yes,
Parker.
he
And-
was a real musician.
Oh,
He
okay.
was incredible. If
I
you
need to
ever
check out his work then.
Yeah, if you ever
Yeah.
feel inclined, just go onto YouTube and look up Charlie
Mhm.
Parker performances. I mean, the man
Mhm.
was legendary.
Because he says, J.K. Simmons says the two most harmful or damaging words in the American English language is "good job."
Yeah,
And he said it, and so that's where sometimes he'll say stuff, and I'm like, okay, I agree with that. That mindset of if you lie and tell someone a good job, and then that person goes, yeah, maybe it did good job. They're not then gonna want to get better and pursue and everything. And you maybe
yeah,
don't have to go to his level of extreme, but if you point out and say, no, you messed up here, you need to get better here, improve here, then that's what motivates someone to go. Now, I'm not like I said, maybe not to the extremes that he went to, but yeah, if you lie to someone, then they're not going to be motivated to
yeah,
maybe improve or maybe as quickly,
yeah. And in the end, he got his Charlie Parker.
Yeah.
He said, Andrew, I've never had a Charlie Parker
Mhm.
before, and he got it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I'm
yeah,
so good at jazz, I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of the most famous jazz musicians like Charlie Parker, Miles Davis, Buddy Rich. I mean, they were all masters at their craft, and
mhm,
to be mentioned in the same sentence as people like that would be a lifetime accomplishment for any musician.
100%.
Now, me on the other hand, I'm just trying to get mentioned in the same sentence as
See-
Ringo Starr.
Right? That's why Cam moved to Tennessee because he's right there with the music hall.
Yeah, well, Nashville is a great
Yeah.
musical hub. Nashville and Memphis, and
Yeah.
yeah, Tennessee has. I mean, it's mostly country. It's not
Right.
quite my cup of
I
tea.
realized
But
that as I was saying that. I was like, well, that's more country, but oh well.
yeah, I mean, if you
Listen,
want,
you can
if it-
just do what Tay did.
Right.
Start in country, break out in country, and then do whatever the fuck you want once you
Yeah.
get established. That's
Yeah.
literally what Taylor Swift did. She started
Okay,
off as a country artist,
I did not think we would be going from Andrew Neiman to Taylor Swift, but
Well, see that's what I'm gonna do now. If I want to make it in music, I just have to make a country song, and I already know what it's gonna be about. With the advent of self-driving cars, I am going to write a country song about my truck leaving me.
I knew that's where
with your
that was
dog in
going,
the
and I
field and a
love it.
good beer. Yeah. No, what you
I
need to do is
love digging up old jokes.
The dog jumped in the back of your cyber truck.
Yeah.
You forgot to take the beer out of the bed.
So
So like
somebody
the
actually
truck left you for another man with your dog and your beer.
So somebody actually used AI to write a country
Of course.
song, and
I've
this
heard this.
song, the
Yeah.
lyrics of this song are just beer, honky tonk truck, whiskey truck. And it's
Yes.
just like just buzzwords for country like that. And I'm listening to it, I'm like, if this was released on like a radio station or something, it would be a chart topper for a year.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna put our minds together, you know, and we're gonna
Yeah.
write a jazz country song.
I don't know. I was kind of thinking a bit more like South Park. We should start a Christian rock band. Faith plus
So,
one.
Oh my
so kill it?
I don't know. Is Skillet a Christian rock band? I
Cutlass?
haven't listened to enough of them to really know for sure.
I don't know that is.
Cutlass?
I don't know. How about Creed?
You know what's funny? Creed actually
Movie
says that they're not a
now.
Christian band. It's just the lead singer is a Christian, so a lot of their like lyrics have Christian iconography. But like the majority of the band are like, yeah, we're not Christian.
Well, way to snitch on yourselves.
Yeah, right.
Right? I think Skillet actually like so growing up, I always considered Skillet to be a Christian rock band because they like perform at shows like Rock the Universe, which is a Christian like rock
Mm.
event or whatever. So like I'm pretty sure that the lead singer has come on like on the record saying like we're not actually a Christian band, we never have been. Like it's like okay, what else about my childhood is a lie? Actually, let's not go down that
A
road.
lot of things, but yeah, we don't have time for that.
We don't have
We don't
that
have
for
the,
another episode
we don't
right
have
there.
the time or the following for that.
Yeah, Michael, whenever the day comes that we review a therapy-centered film, then we can talk about your childhood trauma. But for now, keep it under wraps, please.
Keep it locked up inside in a nice jar, deep down.
Put that shit in a backpack, zip it up, wear it. Then put that
Down the
backpack in a
shit for one.
backpack and zip it up and wear it.
And then put that in another backpack, zip it up, and then wear
Oh,
that.
you just take it and you smoosh it down real deep down inside you, so deep.
First, you put it in a box. Then you put that box inside of another box, and then you mail that box to yourself. And when it arrives, smash it with a hammer.
I understood that reference.
Yeah.
Right. Poison.
Right.
Poison for Cusco. Cusco.
That
Poison.
reference.
Poison.
All right.
specifically.
Wrong lever.
Well, now that we have transitioned from an R-rated movie to a G-rated movie, I think we can go ahead and call it
We're
for the
dragging.
night.
We are dragging.
I'll kind of go around. My screen's changed. We're all in a big rectangle now, so I can
Hasn't
point
changed for
and
the
I can
viewers.
point at somebody, and hopefully it translates over on y'all's screen. But I'll start here. I'll start with Mr. Spencer. Do you have any final thoughts about this movie? What was your biggest takeaway from it? How does it make you feel? Without childhood trauma, how did it make you feel?
I mean, that's a great question. I don't know if we have enough time to fully get into that. But, no, I think it's a really, really, it really was just a great movie, and there's a lot of things about life I think you could just kind of take away with it, and it's obvious why it hits hard for a bunch of people. But I could also see why, if you're hard in the music business, like my friend, I could see how why he'd probably feel the way of not really clicking with it the way he does. Definitely would like to learn more about that. But at the end of the day, takeaways being J.K. Simmons is just absolutely an amazing actor. Kind of earned another, like, I don't know, star for me or something there overall. Just like, it's surely one of those just amazing roles that you see that'll stick with you for a while. It's not every day you go, or not every movie you go watch, and there's just an amazing acting role like that really sticks with you for a long time. And so, it was just absolutely incredible. And what a great, was this like, I from what I could gather, this was like Miles Teller's like big breakout role too, right?
I think this was just before Fan Four Stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was the year before.
Yeah.
So this being like a big, like, debut for a bunch of people.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess. So, and like, what a great movie to, be in. And like the only other movie I really like of his, because I haven't seen any others other than Fan Four Stick. But, the only other movie I know him in is Top Gun Maverick, which is another fantastic movie.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. It's just cool to see, like, where he came from, almost 10 years prior to that, to Top Gun Maverick. And so, yeah, it was just incredible acting. You could just tell it was authentic because, we live in an age of CGI, and you could tell really none of this was CGI. You watch it and you just appreciate the authenticity of this movie.
Well, I mean, the budget of the movie was only $3 million. So
yeah, I think I remember hearing on I think it was on Michael Rosenbaum's podcast. He had J.K. Simmons and his brother on it, and he asked him about Whiplash, or it came up somehow, and I think I remember him saying that the shoot for the movie was like really short.
Mhm.
Like, do you know the exact number of days?
I think it was shot in less than a month.
Yeah, because
I heard that.
Yeah, because I thought it was like 2 or 3 weeks they shot this movie.
Yeah.
Like, so like it's
19
crazy.
days.
Yeah.
19 days? Not even 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It said that they shot 14 hours per day.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He
And
said it
then
was an intensive but fun shoot, I remember.
The director, this is crazy. It just fact here says the director was involved in a serious car accident in the 3rd week of shooting and was hospitalized with a possible concussion, but he
Holy
returned
cow.
to set the next day to finish the film.
Holy
Wow.
crap.
So
Yeah.
that's a lot like what happens in the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, you know
That's
what?
insane.
You know what's funny? Literally, about a year and a half ago, I actually got hit by a car walking to work, and I remember the first person I called was my boss, and I remember asking the ambulance if they would just take me to work. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm literally missing a chunk out of my left knee, and like, they were like, yeah, we need to get your spine checked out, and we need to stitch your knee up. And I'm like, you sure you
I don't
can't
have
just take
workers'
me to
comp,
work?
no.
I was like, you sure you can't just take me to work? I can't afford to lose my job.
Wow. That's crazy.
And very much like the protagonist of our film, once the adrenaline wore off, I'm glad I was in the hospital.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, no, that's my takeaways though, is J.K. Simmons is great. I think if I remember hearing specifically that he shot for 15 days, which lines up with saying all the other, scenes that's not his. That makes sense that, there'd be a couple days where probably he's not there. So.
That's fucking wild.
It really is. And so, yeah. But it was a great movie. I'm glad I watched. Definitely not like the normal thing, like especially since I'm not a jazz person. I don't go out of my way to listen to jazz. I'm not saying I dislike jazz. It's just not something I go out of my way to listen to.
Heathen.
So, I know, right? Terrible. But yeah, no, I'm glad that you finally gave me another excuse to push me over the line to watch this movie. So thank you, Cam.
All right. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad that you guys were able to watch it. Andrew, any final thoughts about the movie? Oh, no. I'm going clockwise on my end. Michael, any final thoughts on the movie?
I'm upset.
So I freaking love this movie. Just so many great storytelling devices used, so many different methods of storytelling used that I was not expecting going into this movie. Um, I had a lot of fun watching this for the first time, and knowing now that it only took 19 days to film is just a
So
fucking.
wild.
It's so great. I actually looked up Miles Teller to see what else, like, because I'm like, I know I've seen him in other stuff. So I was looking, and I actually sent the trailer for one of the movies that he's in this year to the group chat, which is Eternity, with Elizabeth Olsen in it. So I thought that was interesting. I've also seen Fantastic Four.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
Fair enough.
Wait,
Fair enough.
say that again.
Shut up. Go.
Oh my God.
We
Stop.
don't talk about Fan Four Stick. Go.
Project X. Fucking love Project X.
I haven't seen that.
Project X. Project X came out 2 years before Whiplash, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Project X is basically just a college. It's basically like a found footage film, but it's instead of necessarily horror, it's about like these college or these high school kids that throw a party, and it gets wildly out of hand, and it's all just like recorded on camcorder. It's if you know the song "Pursuit of Happiness" by Kid Cudi, I'm pretty sure it was made for that movie. Um, and it's literally just it. There's like a scene where like the dad's expensive car ends up in the pool or some shit. Like they end up blowing up a block or some like it's an insane movie. It's so great. Absolutely need to watch it.
We go from a car in the pool to a whole block blown up. It's like okay, holy shit! Now I have to watch this movie just to figure out which of those things happen.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that sounds like a
Right.
typical weekend. You know.
Yeah. No, and literally, I'm pretty sure like the end of the movie is like I could be wrong. It's been so long since I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure the end of the movie, the parents are just like, "We are so disappointed in you." like, they cause like they. I'm pretty sure there's like a court case that ends up happening at the end of the movie or something because like they cause so much property damage.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Well, now I don't have to watch the movie because he just explained the whole thing to me. So
No, it really is an
Damn it.
experience though. You have to watch it.
well, there
It's
goes
right
next
up
week's
there.
Cam and Focus episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I would say it's up there with Chronicle. If you've never seen Chronicle,
Ooh, I like Chronicle.
Chronicle is so good. It's the first movie I saw Michael B. Jordan in. It's the first movie I saw. Oh, I can't think of his name. He plays Harry Osborn in The Amazing Spider-Man.
Dane DeHaan.
See, that's
Yes.
exactly what Andrew talks about in the movie. He doesn't want to be I can't remember his name, but he was a great jazz player.
Right.
I'm gonna have to watch
He
it.
lived to be 90, but I can't remember his name.
I can't do a quick Google because that takes effort.
All right, Andrew. Any final thoughts about the movie?
Just that it was an amazing watch, and if you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. I mean, it's when I think about what makes my favorite movies of all time my favorite movies, this is up here with the fact that like when it ended, I was satisfied but wanted more. I was like, no, like
Yeah.
I just wanted to keep watching it. I was so invested in the story. And we dragged a little bit tonight, but we also did rush a little bit, so we had a nice you know ba-doom-tsh.
Not quite my tempo.
Yeah, no, that didn't quite no, but it was good. So it just an all around a great movie. I'm probably gonna rewatch it tomorrow, to be honest, because
Yeah.
it's just
My
that good.
man.
Why wait? Why not just rewatch it right now?
Your man's a bit tired, so I may fall
Yeah.
asleep.
See, Michael. Some of us have a bedtime that we try to stick to. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
I mean, to be
I have
fair,
a-
I have a short term
lights
job
out.
that I have to be at 7:30. So
I have a lights out curfew, and so no, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, this was so good. And I feel like we did a good job of covering everything. So ditto at this point.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's gonna be just about it here. Anybody have any shameless plugs? I'll go around the bend here again. Spencer.
Check out the Dingus Den, where let's see here. On Twitch, we'll be streaming and then uploading it on the Tabletop Lounge tomorrow night. The Trail of Conspiracy, which that guy's right there, that Michael guy. But we're going to be bringing a couple new players tomorrow, and so that'll be very
are we?
fun. We are, yeah. Maybe if you pay attention to the group chat, burn. Anyway, check out the Trail of
To be fair, it
Conspiracy.
is so hard keeping up with everything.
No, you're fine. But yeah, check out the Trail Conspiracy, my special D&D project. I also have another special project releasing on Friday, which is Halloween. I'm doing a Batman audio comic read-through, which that guy's also involved in, where we went through and read through Batman The Long Halloween, issue 1.
Nice.
And that was really fun. I have like a rough cut edit that I'm working on, trying to edit some of the audio stuff in and add some effects into it, so it'll be ready by Friday as a special Halloween celebration on the Dingus Den, which is something very fun. And we're going to be trying to hit all the holidays, as that's the whole gimmick of the Long Halloween. And so it'll be a fun way for the Dingus Den to celebrate that. And then on Saturday night, where you can find both me and Andrew at, where we are talking about Smallville, which we just began yesterday.
Nice.
As of recording of us talking about Smallville, where we covered the premiere. Next episode, we're going to be trying to talk about the following 2 episodes 2 and 3 of Smallville. So yeah, be sure to check that out before the Cape.
All right, Michael. Do you have any shameless plugs, or are you pretty much well entwined with Mr. Spencer?
Yeah, I mean, I've been planning on getting back into making videos. So that's gonna happen sooner or later. But with me moving back home to the Bahamas, going to another country, I actually don't have my computer with me. So the only
What?
thing I have is my Switch. And I might be able to play some Fortnite with Spencer tonight while he's streaming, but
Yeah.
my streaming ability is nil at this point. So I will have shameless plugs at some point. I did have a lot of fun doing the long Halloween stuff. I got the voice Harvey Dent, and that was a lot. That was a lot of fun. I love getting to do any kind of like New York kind of accent, which is why I love doing Batman stuff, because there's just so much of that.
I'm looking forward to listening to the
I
episode
have
now.
I have way too much fun whenever we do anything that involves voice acting. So D&D, these comic book reads, I have way too much fun with them because I love doing voices. So
I've been thinking about getting into voice acting because people always tell me I've got a good face for it. So, you know.
Just imagine.
Oh.
Oh, is that Jane Walk's brother?
Mr. Andrew, any shameless plugs for you?
Oh, what don't I have? Obviously I'll be back here next week. I'll be joining Spencer. So that's already been said. On the Feast of Fandoms YouTube channel. You can catch me over there twice a week. On Monday nights for MCU Monday, we're continuing our Jessica Jones rewatch with season 2, episode 5, which has been fun. I actually haven't seen season 2 yet, so it's a first time watch for me.
Oh, nice.
So it's been fun playing catch up. I was playing catch up till this, and then watching it, and then Thursday nights, Cam and I joined David and Debbie for the Cantina Happy Hour. Is it clone? It's season 2, episode 10, or is it 11?
Is 10 is what you said.
10. And then
Okay,
I
I just couldn't
think the
remember if
week
it was an arc.
I think the week after that we're going to be doing the new Visions
But
season.
yes, that's right. 'cause
Oh,
that
yeah.
comes out on
Ooh, I'm
Wednesday.
excited
from
for
Wednesday.
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is Wednesday. My
Do
date's
you
wrong.
remember
Yeah,
the
it comes out
episode title,
Wednesday.
Andrew? We talked about it last night.
Deserter, right?
I think that's right, actually.
Yeah, Ian, who was on our Smallville show, he was like, the episode title is Deserter, and we're like, sure.
Yeah,
Spencer
just from
looks it
hearing
up
season 2, episode 10, and it was
Yeah.
legit. Yeah,
because I
he's
couldn't
just one
remember
of
what
those
episode
people
y'all
that has
did
the
last
knack.
Thursday because I wasn't
Yeah.
on. So when I just randomly said episode 10, and just like, oh, that's Deserter, I'm like, wow. Don't play
Yeah,
trivia
yeah.
against Ian because he will just
He
run you over.
knew it. It was
Um,
crazy.
What level of Tylenol are you?
right.
Wow.
And then also Tuesday nights on the Sith Dominion podcast. Last week, we did our own ranking of our top 25 Star Wars characters after reacting to Empire's list, which was an awful list, by the way. It looks like they just went to ChatGPT and were like, do this. This week we're doing our favorite duels. And it has to be visual. We have to be able to provide clips of it. So it can't be books or comics or anything, but it can be legends. So not that there's a lot of on-screen legends, but whatever. Those were the rules. So
What is Oscar? Like the
Yeah.
I guess just the Chavosky or whatever the hell you say his name.
yeah, I
his
guess
phone
that would
number is.
really be.
Well,
I said
There is also that animated short film that was
Video
done.
games?
I forget
Video games,
exactly
yeah.
when it was, but it portrayed a duel between Luke Skywalker and Darth Sidious from, I think it was the Dark Empire storyline where
That's right.
Palpatine gets
Oh, okay.
resurrected.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. I
Somehow.
didn't know that.
So
But yeah, so that's all I got.
Palpatine. Is
All
is
right.
the holiday special considered canon?
Oh yeah, there's that too.
I
I
actually
want to
don't
talk about
know.
it.
No,
Wait,
it's not.
what? It doesn't exist.
I feel like that's a conversation I need to have.
What
feel like
holiday
that's a conver-
special?
Life
Yeah.
Day
I feel like that's a
though.
conversation I need to have with David.
Life Day
Exactly.
though is a legit thing, because that is
It
something
is.
they do
Yeah, it
officially
is.
celebrate.
Yeah,
I
it
even
is.
bought the Star Wars one shot they did like 2-3 years ago. That is like the Star Wars Life Day special that came out, and so yeah, they do it.
That just makes me think of Team 4 Star's Frieza Day for Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Ugh.
Like, it's not Christmas, it's Frieza Day.
All right. So that's going to do it for tonight's episode of Canon Focus Weekly. Thank you, fellas, again for joining me for tonight. Had so much fun talking about Whiplash. I've been wanting to talk about it for so long, and it's like, yay, finally! The
I know.
tension
I'm
gets released.
so happy that I watched it.
Yes.
yeah.
And I'm so happy that I was able to get you guys to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, and I tell Andrew all the time, this is what this show is about. You know, what we celebrate film in all its forms, and I'm glad that I was able to help provide you guys with a gem. So be sure to join us next week for the next film. I don't know what that was going to be. I think we discussed it before, but we're not doing Time Cop.
No. Last
remember-
Samurai.
Just remember,
What?
Chronicle is on the list somewhere.
Last Samurai.
Oh, are we doing Last Samurai?
We talked about it before. I don't know if it was for. It's been a while since we last did a show, so I don't.
Yeah,
remember.
we haven't done the Last Samurai, and I know that I've
Yeah.
talked to you about it before, but I wasn't sure if that's what we were doing. But hey, if you guys want to do the Last Samurai next
do
week,
it.
I am all for that. That's another one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say I
Let's
have the
do it.
DVD, so.
I have the DVD too.
Oh, nice.
yes, thank
I
God.
have the internet. I mean, what?
That works too. Yeah, I'll look it up. I'll see if it's somewhere.
Yeah, and Michael, if you get arrested for piracy, I'm gonna use this last 20 seconds of this video as evidence for against you. It's like, yeah, no, he did it. That's an
Allegedly,
addition of guilt right there.
I just found-
allegedly.
It's on
There's
YouTube
apparently a
TV.
full. It's on YouTube. The full movie.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
With
Legal
ads?
piracy.
probably.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
but
about? I
that's
have
still free.
premium.
Like, oh well, there you go.
I have premium that I don't pay for. So
Oh yeah, look at
Oh.
that. It is
That's
free
a
with
good-
ads.
But funny thing, so does my wife. I don't know how that happened. She does not get any ads.
Oh,
oh, I know how it happened for me. I have an old roommate that
Had a
well, let me
blocker.
not. We're still live. We're still live. Let me shut up.
Just Scrub that out. He pleads the fifth.
Yeah. Oh,
All right. Well, that'll do it for tonight's stream. Thanks guys again for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe to Cam and Focus. I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
And